Here we go. The whole game design final from the last 2 weeks in a matter of minutes. Now, when I say that, this is not going to be short, but I don't want it to be too long. So here we go. It's going to go fast, but you have access to the class folder and all the resources. So first thing you do is you come into the game design class, click on the week 20 final folder. When you get inside here, I have an overview video that explains the whole project, but then we click here on the complete 3-point steps. So students were working on a getting things done or GTD system all semester long, getting stuff out of their head into a trusted system of notes, basically a list of what they need to do. And the more detail they put into that list, the better and more successful they're going to be. They're really going to need that second semester. So that was the first step. Second step, we did a code of conduct during class. And students put a lot of time and energy into this. This is great. This is going to help us second semester on running the class as a team. Very excited about that. And so that's already done. Yay. Part 3, making a game in Construct. There is a ghost shooter tutorial I wanted students to follow. We started this 2 weeks ago. I'm going to take you through the process of where the resources are. The point was to learn how Construct works. We've already been exposed to it. I've already asked them to go through tutorials earlier in the year. Most did, some did not. But the point is, they still, if they had no experience in Construct, they could still be successful by following this. And then exporting the game out so they could upload it to itch. Our game jam is here. I'm going to show you that right now. So, and a sample blog post on how they put it in their blog. And just a reminder, the blog is how we turn in work. And we've been doing this all semester long. And I'm going to show you the resources for it. Just at a point, there is resources at the top of the page on how to use EduBlocks. So right here, learn about your, right here, you can take a look at that, and that will take step by step with how the blog functions. Again, this is not new. We've been working on this for 20 weeks. So I put that all out there. Now, first we go to construct.net, and the link, everything I'm about to show you is right here. When I go through the steps, construct.net works on every kind of computer. This is the Ghost Shooter tutorial, and here's where our game jam is. Okay, I have these pages already loaded up and ready to go. But here's a little trick. When you get into the beginner tutorial here, you go through all the pages. There's 9 pages of instruction that takes you through to build the game. Now, it's already has all the parts. You just have to read through the directions. It takes an hour to an hour and a half. Some students can do it faster because they're pretty fast. But the point is, it's really about reading and following directions and taking your time and making mistakes. It took me a while to figure things out as I went through it the first time. But check this out. This is a little bit of a hack. If you click on this, it opens up the editor and it has the finished game. And I'm going to skip that for now. The finished game is right here. And if I, let's see, here we go. Here's the layout. This is the game right here, and I can play it. Okay. And here come the ghosts. Whoa. So I can shoot them. It works. It's complete. And I'm going to wait here. And then, I'm dead. Okay. The game is fully functional at this point. I'm going to show you how to export. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is that they show you the full working game before you start the tutorial. Going through the tutorial, you should end up with the same thing when you're done. Furthermore, students can modify it if they want, if they're successful at building the original game. But the thing they have to do when they're done is to save it. And they have to export it out. Here we go, menu. What am I doing? Project, export, HTML5, next. Click both these boxes, next, and then wait for it. We're going to get a zip file that has all the HTML in it, and that's what we're going to need. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to download it, and I'm going to put it on my desktop. And you can see it's going to be right over here. Wait for it. There it is. Okay, I'm now done with Construct. Okay, so I'm going to close out of here, and I'm going to close out of here. Now I need to enter it into our game design contest. Again, as I said earlier, all the resources are, like, here's the game design, the resources are here. I try to write these pages, even though there's a lot of steps here. We've been working on this for over 2 weeks. So It should not be new. Again, I'm trying to help the kids understand. And again, I have a video tutorial that explains this at the top of the page. So my hope is that they're becoming more self-regulated and following the directions. Once we get here, we click Submit Our Project. We click Upload Game, and it's going to automatically ask us to make a page. Now, you'll notice that we're logged in here. I've asked students to create an account, and I have very specific directions we've covered in class when they make their account. And so if I scroll down here to the resources that I put in the project, right here it says use only your school district email address, use your first name, and then your class period as your last name. So for instance, Chris, third period. That is my advice for them. And looking at the privacy settings for Itch, it's pretty good, but we want to make sure that we are not exposing the students or the data, their personal information being exposed out there. And this process will help to make sure that doesn't happen. So when they come in here, they're going to need to make an account. And I just went through that process. So they need to make an account, make their account, and I advise them to have Google save their password just because it makes it easier for them. And I'm going to title the game. They can call it whatever they want. And it's going to automatically make a link. This is going to be helpful for our blog later. And optional description, we can put that in there. Game classification, we can decide what it is. This is going to be an HTML document. Then we come down here. Nope, we're not making money off of this one. And then we click Uploads. So when we click Uploads, we're looking for that zip file on our desktop. I click Open. Okay, and each one of these steps is really crucial. This file will be played in the browser. This will embed the game on this page so it can be played online. And this is really exciting for us because we do this in class so we can get feedback on our game development. Okay, we're done with that. And then we scroll down to the bottom. We can write a description. We can add in genre. We can add more things to this if we like. It's not necessary to publish. Most important step is I have to click Save and Review. And what happens is I actually have to go back in to edit the game because it saves it as a draft. It is not public yet. So when I click on this, it takes me down here. Then I can do public or restricted. Only owners and authorized people can view the page. At this point, I've been saying public because, again, we're not revealing too much information, and it just makes it easier for access. So when I click Save, it is now saved. And if I look at sample game here and I go back to the game jam, which again is linked right here. I'll go back to the top here. The game jam, hold on a second. Here it is. I'll open this in a new tab. Okay, I can look at the submissions. And again, this is how we see our stuff. And so I put the sample in there and mine should be in there. Oh, there it is. And I have my full name there, but again, the students are advised to, there we go, John, third period, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is how we get it there. Now, the next thing though, this right here, when I click View Page, so I've saved it, it's in the game. When I click View Page, I get the web address. And I'm going to need this because I'm going to paste that into my blog. So the final part of the final is to make a blog post. And this is the template that kids copy and paste this whole thing into their blog. And when they copy that, I'm going to go over, let me open up my blog again. Okay, I have this open. Here we go. They will add a new post and they'll paste it into their blog. And just as a reminder that they delete this and they basically just follow the directions for working through making the blog post. And they're familiar with this. It's just what I tell them is to not, this is the older layout. I'm actually going to take you to the newer layout. It's funny, my personal blog has this, but the old blog, I still, there we go. I'll make a new post. Students who were in the class last year see what you just saw. That's what this is. I'm going to close that. and show you what the new students see. So when they make a new blog post, it looks like this, and then they paste right down here. Okay, and then we scroll back up. We leave the title because we're going to, each one of these elements here, we go like this and remove block. We can also just highlight it and delete. But they put their name of their game up here in the title. And so sample game feedback. That's the name of the blog post. And then when I'm done with this, I can either highlight it and hit delete, or I can click on the 3 dots here. They can add artwork at the top of the blog post. Students know how to do that. But I put the directions in the blog post for them to follow. This is where we're going to place the link from our page. So this right here, I copy this, and I'm going to add that in here. And it says it's embedding, and I go like this, and I want to make sure that it turns into a link. And so I click here, and okay, it looks like it's done. Cool. And that link works. And then this right here, I can delete that. And we have an example. This is what the blog post will look like when it's done. Let me open this in a new link. Sample from another student. Whoops. Okay, what did I do? Let's do it that way. There we go. Oh, I linked the wrong thing. Oh, silly me. Okay, so that's actually not the sample I meant to link there. That's a mistake. But there will be a sample in the template. I will fix that in the template. So when you copy and paste this in here, delete all of Mr. Leduc's directions. That has been the case all year long. And so then they follow directions here, and they write a brief summary of what they were trying to accomplish, which is essentially complete the Go Shooter tutorial in Construct. And then the log line is basically what our games are designed around. There's a protagonist fighting something for something. So this could be the main character is fighting ghosts to stay alive. I want students to get used to understanding the most basic element of what they're trying to build in a game. What is the protagonist trying to accomplish? For instance, what is the big win? What is the win state of the game? Like, why are we playing this game? So I want students to write that in their summary. They can then delete my directions and then write it out. Or they can write it out below my directions, then delete my directions, whatever is easier for them. Then I want them to have at least 2 questions for the other students in class so that when we play their game, the students are understanding what questions or what feedback the student wants while we do the gameplay. This is something we'll be doing all year long, so they write their questions here. And then after we get peer feedback, we will put some of the notes here, and I want them to cite the students, and that's real straightforward with the chat in class. So for instance, the students are going to put their comments about the gameplay in the chat for the person who made the game so that that person can put their comments in the feedback. And that feedback is going to help us build the next game or the next version of the game. And we always make sure we hit publish to make sure that we publish the blog post, and that is how we make the blog post. So in review, what I've done is I just went through all of these steps. There's that template for making the blog post. All the directions are in here, and I have some resources at the bottom of the page for the game jam, some other things, some graphic design programs you can use that are free online. Again, there's a tutorial, and then this was how to export the HTML file. Sometimes students get hung up on that, so I put that at the bottom. So wrapping all this up, lots of details, very involved. It's been multiple weeks that we've worked on this, and it is our final because my hope is that students can understand how to go from a concept, an idea, to working with the game engine in Construct, and then saving it properly, exporting it as a zip file for HTML, putting it on their itch page so we can all play it, give feedback, and then they can put that feedback in their blog post. So that is the full workflow we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. And we'll be doing this at least once a month. So we make a game, we post it to itch, we play it, we get feedback, we post to our blog, we make modifications, we learn new skills, we make another game or another iteration of the game. Wow. Well, thank you for watching. I know that's a lot of detail, but essentially that's the secret sauce of the class, and especially for the rest of the year. Thanks for watching.